It's your boy Flip Kiki here, your coach of the Hoboken Hall Luchrays, and welcome to week 9 of HDL season 4. Little different intro this time. We put 2 timestamps up, one for the team builder now and one for the battle now. Just a little couple things I want to say for the intro, so go to either of those 2 timestamps. You skip straight to the team builder or straight to the battle. But moving on, as of recording this right now, I've gotten through the week 5 video, so that's Kevin's. So that means I still have the Spatula video, week 6. I still have the Kai, week 7, and I still have the Sev/Ben video, week 8. You'll understand once you get to the week, once I actually upload the week 8 video. But speaking about the uploads, thank y'all for the crazy increased support over the last few uploads. I guess either my thumbnail game has leveled up or y'all just really liking the content. Definitely like and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet to keep up to date with this season. Also comment anything you enjoy, anything I should change. This is the bulk of my content. I really want to make sure at least just the quality of these draft league videos is up to par with your guys' standards. So with that stuff out of the way, can finally get into the team builder. Give a little context here. We're playing Clay this week, which I'm very excited for. He is 4-4 though, and as are we. I'm just gonna let what do I have in the background? I just have Mega Man X soundtrack just chilling in the background right now. I'm just gonna let it go through. However, we got an interesting one because he's 4-4 and so am I, but my future schedule is quite difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I have to play Kevin. I have to play Kevin. I have to play Clay. I have to play Spooks, who matches up well against my team. I still have to play Sandy, who I've never beaten. I still have to play Kalisto, who is our season 3 runner-up, and I still have to play Jen. So it's a pretty difficult end of the season, and I really need to win this game. At least for context, you saw that I beat Ben last week, so huge win, but I really need to beat Clay for differential purposes. However, his team matches up really well against mine, and he beat me 5-0 last season, so I'm going to try and avenge myself. His team is Mew, Tornadus, Flygon, Heliolisk, Mismagius, Golduck, Mega Audino, Breloom, Darmanitan, Alolan Muck, and Mawile. My team matches up horribly against flying types, and a Scarf Tornadus Eye is really scary. For context, after this game, I'm going to be dropping Rotom Mo for Serena because I need extra form of removal in the form of Rapid Spin, and Serena can do that. That does make my team even less able to deal with flying types. However, the remaining flying types in my schedule aren't super scary, so, and I have ways to mitigate the scary flying types, so it's a risk. I have other ideas I'm thinking of. I could pull the trigger on them for late game, but I kind of just want to stick with this team. I've been having fun with this team. So now the team builder can finally start. Starting with Murkrow, or at least what I knew I needed. I needed a form of removal. I knew Rotom was a horrible bring this week because if Rotom comes in, Darmanitan comes in 100% of the time. I could Volt Switch off of him, but then I have to bring something in that can 1v1 a Darm, which not much things can. So, and especially not much on my team because Premier needs to do other things. So I have Rotom here. Rotom is basically a bootleg Mandibuzz this week with Roost, Defog, Nightshade, and T-Wave. I had Tailwind on the set, but I think passing around as many T-Waves as I physically can is the win con for this game. It's just a pretty standard. I haven't really run standard Eviolite Murkrow yet. It's been like Boot Sash or that crazy Black Glasses set from last week. So Murkrow's just going to be in handing out Nightshade Chip and T-Waves to as many things as it possibly can. Max HP, max defense. Now the reason I'm handing out T-Waves is because I have Agility, P-Chap, U-Turn, and Fell Stinger on my Mega Beedrill. Thankfully, because of his Scarfing and Speed tiers, I can run Max Speed Adamant B to outspeed a Timid Torn, and that's really all I can do, or all that's worth doing. I have Fell Stinger because I don't really need X-Scissor, especially if I'm +3 and can just P-Jab everything. And I have U-Turn I just need U-Turn in general. Agility Fell Stinger will be hilarious if I can get it off. If he switches into something and I get an Agility off on it, like if he switches into his Scarf Torn. I mean, I just have Agility. I feel like B can still clean with just P-Jab and Fell Stinger, especially if I just P-Jab Torn Eye on the switch. or I do really need agility to be faster than it, but I digress. This is the bee. The problem with this bee is that it can't hit Mawile at all. It has Fell Stinger for Mawile, or U-turn, I guess, if it's the last mon left. But that's it. However, I'm glad I'm able to run Max Attack Adamant. I hope I'm not messing around with these speed tiers. If I fucked up, you'll see me ranting right now about how I was stupid for these speed tiers. I don't think I messed up though. But B's the win con. Hopefully B can get some fucking kills, because I'm not able to get kills with this B. My B's always been applying massive pressure, but I can never really get kills with him. It's just weird. I have Choice Scarf Garchomp. Scarf Chomp is really mainly for Flygon. I'm gonna be honest. Dragon Claw is just my most reliable way to hit Flygon. Scale Shot is just unreliable, and it drops my defense, and it's no point to run Scale Shot when I'm already scarfed. EQ, Stone Edge, it's just Scarf Chomp with coverage. Like, it's really it. I do have to run Jolly, sadly, for Flygon. Other than that, I really just need this Chomp to outspeed everything that's faster than it. Like, it'll outspeed a Mew, it'll help outspeed Miss Magius, it'll help outspeed Helios as well if those two are not scarfed. So I was debating between do I need Scarf Chomp or Defensive Chomp, because I know I needed Rocks. So Rocks instead are going on Bronzong this week. Bronzong is finally running Explosion. I'm probably going to explode on something with Zong. I just need to get Rocks down at least once. He might not even bring removal. If he does, it'll probably be on Torn Eye, or it'll be on Mew. But I don't know if he's even going to bring it. I think if he does bring Rocks, it's going to be on a Rocky Helmet Mawile. But I have Explosion, I have EQ for Mawile especially, and I have Heavy Slam just for damage. Bronzong needs to be able to hit the things back. I think lefties is going to get whittled down a lot, but I need this Spadef as well to deal with Scarf, Torn Eye, Air Slash. This thing can switch into a Scarf, Torn Eye, Air Slash, threaten with Heavy Slam, or just get Rocks down, or just explode. It should give me at least one free switch in on that. But I think my lead, what I'm going to lead with, is Specs Typhlosion. Now, I had a set for this Typhlosion. Don't get me wrong. I had a set for this Typhlosion, and it was absolutely fucking gas. It was counter with Shuckaberry. However, I realized I needed to win this game. And counter Shuckaberry Typhlosion was low-key throwing, because the only way Typhlosion should be in on Darmanitan, and I need to bring Typhlosion, because a Darmanitan firing our Flare Blitzes can't hit a Typhlosion with Flash Fire. So, and the only way Typhlosion would get in safely is if I switch on it, it gets Flash Fired, and it's choiced, because Darmanitan, I'm like 80% sure is going to be Scarf. Is going to, like, I think he's going to run double Scarf with Torn or Darm, or just run max speed Torn. Because Typhlosion is going to be in on what I'm thinking is a Scarfed Darm, he won't be able to click EQ on it, which means I'm not going to click counter Shuckaberry. So I'm just going to run Typhlosion with 3 fire moves and Rock Tomb to maybe, like, post-mortem get a speed drop on something to give B a chance to sweep late. That's really my only option here. Like, that's all I see Typhlosion doing for me. Like, I could switch it to something else that's theoretically more useful than this, but I'm just going to keep Rock Tomb on it. All these 3 things do something different. Eruption is if I'm max speed, or if I'm max health and still have my specs. Overheat is if I still have my specs, period. I could basically click it twice, and if I'm not knocked off, I could just click Fire Blast. So that's basically it. And then Prim is Calm Mind Prim with coverage. This special attack spread lets it confidently, I think, 2-ko Torn with Moonblast. I'm pretty sure that's all that does. Or it 3-kos a Mew with Shadow Ball without a boost. Calm Mind Prim was definitely a bring from what I see. The problem with this team, all I can really see here, is that the problem with this team is that it can't deal with Autono too reliably. Especially if it runs like Calm Mind Autono, it also struggles against Cosmic Power Mew. It really just depends on if Clay brought the right sets. If Clay brings the correct sets, I'm going to have a problem. But if Clay overthinks or didn't bring the correct sets, it's going to be a problem. However, I'm pretty sure he was prepping with Hylian and Tyler, so I was kind of more on my own. I prepped with Sandy a little bit, and then the rest of it was basically all me. So the important week this week, I didn't get much prep help, but that's just because I've been busy, I'm going to be honest. So Clay definitely has the prep advantage in this game. It just all comes down to, if he prepped properly. So this is a very pivotal game when it comes to context for how I'm going to do. If I lose, it's going to be an uphill battle to try and top pick because it is very tight this season. So, without further ado, let's get into the battle. All right, we're vibing. The Mawile prediction is true. Darm is sadly here, and so is Torn. Now, Darm plus Torn, would he run double Scarf is really my question. I guess we're going to see. What do I have for Muck, though? That's what I'm worried about. What do I have for this Muck? I have Garchomp. What do I have for Mew? Not much. Let's be real here. Not much you can do for a Mew. I have Beedrill for that. Audino, Darm. I mean, and the lead is Bronzong. Also, difference in the team builder. Bronzong is now Akaberry. Akaberry plus Earthquake. If there's chip on Darm, we'll just kill the Darm. However, in a lead situation, it saves Bronzong's ass. Okay? So, I'm leading Bronzong, and if he leads Darm, I'm clicking EQ turn 1. If he doesn't, I probably just click Rocks. So, Bronzong, he leads Torn. Good lead for me. That's free Rocks turn 1. Right? I mean, that should be just free Rocks turn 1. I'm assuming this is Torn Eye with either Nasty Plot. If it's a Torn Eye with Nasty Plot, and he Nasty Plots turn 1, that's low-key bad, but I have Typhlosion. So, it's free Rocks turn 1. I'm not gonna lie. Dark Pulse? Yeah. Alright. I might not live to Flare Blitz now. But I will trade that, I'm pretty sure. I think that's a fair trade. I think this is just free Prim. See, was that a smart play? I think Rocks turn 1 was just smarter there. Because I have to take a Dark Pulse regardless, and I'll trade it for Rocks. Even if this is his Defogger. I either go Typhlosion here to check for Scarf, or I just go hard Prim. That's really the choice. See, I would have preferred lefties in the scenario. However, that's not what I'm going to do. Explosion just does 73 to 86%. Now, let me analyze if that's a proper play. So if I could just do 75% straight up to this thing right now, is that worth it? I don't think it is. Is it? When I could just go pre-Marina on this Dark Pulse? Dark Pulse is doing 10 to 12%. And that will check for Scarf. If he clicks it again, he might just be Scarf. What is his other option? Because this is his Defogger, I'm pretty sure. See, now that I'm looking at this, either Mew is offensive or this is his Tornadus might be his Defogger here. We'll see if Defog comes out, and no Scarf on Torn could be very useful information. We know this thing does not have Thunderbolt as well. So, I might just go Prim here. So, if I go Prim, it might be a free Muck. But I'm going to go Prim. He U-turned on me. Okay, so it's not Scarf Torn. That's important. However, he can't go Darm. Because Darm will just die to a Scald and Prim lives. So, okay, he U-turned on me. So I'm kind of glad I didn't explode now. But he picked U-turning over defogging. So I'm pretty sure. So Torn is obviously not Scarf. It could be Nasty Plot. It could have knockoff and utility. No Scarf on Torn is shocking. I'm not gonna lie. No Scarf on Torn is shocking. However, that's really good because we know B can outspeed it now. So Darm is now 100% Scarfed. I know that for a fact. There's no way he brings non-Scarf Torn and doesn't bring Scarf Darm. Did Sandy tell me he would definitely bring U-turn on Tornadus? Let me check our DMs. I don't remember. I don't remember, dude. Alright, Audino comes in. I mean, Mawile came. Sandy doesn't know I didn't bring a drill run, though, for this Mawile. Because I have other things to kill it. Audino is here. What does Audino do? I mean, I could set up on Mawile right now. And just go for +1, like, fucking Calm Mind. Or just +1 move on this Audino. The Moonblast still only does like 30%. So this is a toxic, actually. That's exactly what this is. Pretty sure this is just a straight toxic. Is it a toxic or a knockoff? What does Bronzong do against this thing? Heavy Slam does good damage. It's not Mega'd, though. See, this is a weird turn. Because this is either toxic or knockoff. I think it's more likely to be toxic, especially against Prim. And I do not want Prim to get toxicked. I could go B, actually. I could just go hard B, calling out this toxic. See, if he's gonna toxic right now, what's the point of me just going B? Especially if he clicks knockoff. Now, to be fair, I'm switching in a normal B drill on this. So knockoff is probably gonna do like 25%. However, now I think that's way too bold, especially for my win con. I go Bronzong. Ooh, he hasn't clicked his move. I think it's either Bronzong or B now, because if he's clicking knockoff or... All I know is not Mega'd yet. So, P-Jab's not going to do what I need it to do. It's still normal Audino. So P-Jab would just straight up 2-ko it, and knockoff would do 20 to 25% to me. Do you think this is a toxic? Now, there's no point going for this right now because Mawile still exists. And Mawile's just going to come in and intimidate my B. And it's probably Rocky Helmet Mawile. However, if this is a toxic and I go Bronzong, what is he going to do? I think I'm just going to go Bronzong. We'll see if this is a knockoff. Toxic? He missed it anyway. Well, lol. Okay, so we get the toxic predict. Yeah, I'm also confused why it missed. It doesn't matter if it missed. It just missed. I mean, that's not good for me. He used his luck. I think he might just go hard Darm here. But do I reveal it? Because I'm pretty sure Darm now, if Bronzong is at 63%, will kill. Darmanitan will kill with Flare Blitz now. It has a 100% guarantee. Even with Akaberry, I am not living. So... I think he's going to be afraid of Body Press here. He knows Body Press is a thing. However, if I just explode this turn... See, exploding this turn is just not smart. Do I just Heavy Slam anything for Chip? Because even if he doesn't stay in... Hold on. Heavy Slam does solid Chip, I'm not going to lie. And he could just knock me off. He wished? That's fine. Heavy Slam did only 27. So this has defense investment. I don't know if this is max defense, but it has some... It has... I think this is max defense. Okay, this is max defense Audino. So the Wish is going to come down. He has nothing to pass it into except this own Audino. Ha. See, the Wish just comes back down, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I win this 1v1. Toxic Wish. Probably just Toxic Wish teched. I think I Heavy Slam again for intentions. Mawile's in, that's fine. Why did Mawile come in on Bronzong? Hello? Oh. It's not Intimidate. Mawile is not Intimidate, ladies and gentlemen. No Intimidate on Mawile is actually surprising. Like, I'm actually surprised he didn't... I think he's about to Sucker Punch me. I'm pretty sure. I think this is free Typhlosion. This looks like free Typhlosion to me, right? Because I think he's just going to click Sucker Punch this turn. This might be like... Oh, he put his own rocks down. Okay. Shucka, 26%. Ah, okay. So Shucka's gone on Mawile. Interesting play by him. I think that's actually a good bring. However, the Shucka's gone, which now I'm glad I didn't bring Joe Run on B. Now I'm very glad I didn't bring Joe Run on B. But rocks are down, alright? Have to keep in mind, no Eruption anymore for Typhlosion. It's going to be probably pure Overheats from here on out. So if he does sucker me, so how much did that do? 26? Yeah, this Mawile's, that was either a max roll and this Mawile's max HP, or it's not. Real question is, does he go to Tornadus? Or do I just click Heavy Slam? They do about the same. So I think the safer play is just clicking Heavy Slam. Safer play here is just 100% Heavy Slam, because he could just go Torn. Oh, he Iron-Headed me? That's fine. I win this. I win this 1v1, and Mawile going down is actually very big for B. And that tells me he doesn't have Sucker Punch, I think. Or that put me in Sucker Punch range. Actually, no Life Orb. Hold on. We know that's no Life Orb. Yeah, Sucker Punch can't kill me. What's the play here now? He either goes into Darm. If he goes into Darm, I sack this to Darm and just go hard print. I'm pretty sure. But big chip on Mawile is nice. Audino being stuck at 61. Audino is going to come in at around full, actually. Which is fucking stupid. Is he switching? Is he switching? Because now that Bronzong's chipped, it's not very useful. Ooh, does Bronzong Explosion just... Oh, Bronzong Explosion just kills Mawile. So if he decides to switch and preserve Mawile, I think my best play is to explode on maybe like Torn or Darm coming in on this Heavy Slam. That's my play. He suckered me? Well, you're going down with me. Well, that works. I'll take it. I'll take it. However, rocks are down for only this one time. That is the only downside here. And now I gotta figure out what the fuck to go. Because now Typhlosion is going to take damage from these rocks. I have Murkrow to defog them away. I think he just... There's no reason for him to just not go Darm here. I think off an exchange like that, he has to go... I think he just profits from going Darm. So, I'm going to go Typhlosion. He went Torn. Okay. Boots Torn. Oh, no. We both have damage here. Okay. So, now I know... Now I know the Torn set. If this Torn is just packing Hurricane raw, that would suck, right? That would suck if he just raw Hurricanes me right now. However, I'm clicking... Now, how big brain would it be if I just click Rock Tomb on this Darm switch in? Overheat fucking might 2-ko this Darm. And I have an Earthquake is a roll. Actually, no, not on my Typhlosion. That is now at 76%. Overheat. So if Darm comes in on these, Overheat does not fucking kill him. Ugh. Tailwind? Yeah, get out of my face. Dead. That's fine. Let's go, Typhlosion. Get out of my face. He got the Tailwind up. So, Carnage only lasts for 3 turns. Carnage only lasts for 3 turns now. And if he decides, whatever he goes to, has to catch another Overheat. At least. Alright, we're now specs overheat at -2. Muck. Is this assault vest muck? The fact that you bring it in like this tells me it's probably assault vest muck, which is not the best. Honestly, Typhlosion has done a good job here, but I kind of still need it for Darm. However, this is a knockoff. You get to knock off for free. And if I would pick anything to get knocked off, it's Typhlosion. I'll click it again. Does 28 knock off 51%? Knock off the specs. Okay. Overheat to 28, so it's not assault vest. It's not. It's either not max HP or it just doesn't have SPDEF investment. That's a really weird calc. Huh. Or it's not plus SPDEF nature, and he just has assault vest and is running something else for a certain calc. That's what I'm confused about. Real question is, does he knock off again? Or, like, what does he do here? I want to know if he knocks off again. Is he going to knock off 2 turns in a row? Because this might be free chomp, as far as I'm concerned. Is this in B range? Not yet. He has... I mean, it's actually a roll. I'm not going to lie. It's a roll. So, if I want to be big brain, switching B into this is scary. If he just clicks knockoff straight up on B, because B's going to take 76% on switching now. And if this is like Rock Slide, I don't think it's Rock Slide. I think he might be just clicking knockoff again. And now B has limited switch-ins now. But I think actually, Typhlosion's useless now. Because it's below 24% unless I get rocks down or want to sack something. I could also go Murkrow. I need rocks down, though. Rocks are better for me in this situation. I still need them down, because I need Darm to get at least chipped a little bit. I think I go Garchomp here, because preserving Typhlosion is important. See, if he clicks Knock on Chomp, that's not good, because Scarf Chomp is now very important to outspeed this Darm. It really comes down to if he clicked to Knock again, which... in his case, I don't think he has any reason not to. Because no item on Typhlosion, it still kills. And now I'm at -4. So... I think I have to sack Typhlosion here. Because... I can't risk Chomp getting knocked, because that is now my only win con for this Darmanitan. However, now I'm looking at it, Scarf Chomp EQ might just win the game. So, I think this is just a set. Oh, he brought an Audino. He brought in the Audino. Oh, he's going to wish into this muck. Alright. He hasn't revealed knockoff yet. This thing definitely has a fairy move, though. Ugh. Okay. That was a weird turn. I was not expecting him to go hard Audino like that. If I went hard Chomp there, I might have just won, actually. Because now he just wishes. Because there might have been a situation where he just Megas and clicks Moonblast. Yeah, because this is Wish. 110% Wish. So, Audino, not SPDEF. I'm going to go max defense Audino. Let's say even plus defense nature against my Big Dick B. No. He just stays in. This has now gotten to the point where I don't like having rocks on the field. For me, specifically. However, I need to find a way to pivot into it. And I think Prim might be the way to do that. I think Prim's the safest option here. Wish was very obvious. Wish was abundantly clear there. Now, the real question is, do I just try and 1v1 this with my Prim? I think the answer is yes. Toxic goes down. Okay. Understandable. Alright, Prim's now +1/+1. Moonblast just 2-Kos now. Moonblast should 2-Ko this now. Unless this thing is Rock and Protect. So let's see if he tries to Protect stall me. Because if not, Moonblast goes crazy. Muck comes in. You're dead. Goodbye. Oh! It lived. What was the point of that, though? Last time I checked, Muck doesn't get priority. Why would he just switch in a Muck? I don't know this thing's item. Is this... It's not Choice Scarf Muck, because that was a Muck and Tailwind. It would have outsped my Typhlosion. Does this Muck have speed investment to outspeed my Primarina? No. My Prim's at 87. If this thing has speed investment to outspeed my Primarina, I will be shocked. However, I just go Garchomp. Cuss that berry poison jab. We live in cause we're defensive. Yeah. I love defense investment on Prim. Custap berry poison jab. No gunk shot is beautiful. Gotta love defense investment on Prim, dude. Okay, so Prim just stays in. I think Prim might stay on the MVP table too, if y'all know. Darmanitan comes in, and I sack my Prim. I sack my Prim, no? He tried to do something funky. Yeah. I think Garchomp wins now. Now, the Scarf Garchomp win, or do I win with Beedrill? I think Scarf Garchomp just wins now. Because he tried to U-turn out. I don't know why he did that. Prim's dead. But Prim did get a kill and did do insane chip to everything. Scarf Chomp just wins now, right? Time to see. Yeah. Chomp got 1 kill. Alright, Chomp. Mew comes in. Crit mattered? Question mark. You think this Mew's packing Moonblast? See, I don't know. I think he has potential to still win. Especially with this Mew. Because I have no clue what the fuck he can do with this thing. Do I check intentions? Because it definitely gets Moonblast. See, the fact that I can't predict this Mew is scary. Do I check intentions with Typhlosion? Because he could still very much win. Because this Darm is Scarf. 100%. So I need Garchomp to be alive to check the Scarf Darm. However, Darm comes in... No, Darm is in... Well, Darm isn't in B range because B's not fast enough yet. This thing's definitely carrying a Psychic move. Or at least I think it would. Now, if this Mew is just casually packing Moonblast, does Garchomp die? No. I hate Mew, dude. Because this is such a stressful turn now. Because this turn, I'm telling you right now, this turn is deciding the game. It all matters if this Mew is offensive. Because, well, looking at this team, this Mew might be bulky. Or this Mew might be defensive. Is Mew offensive, defensive, or neither? Because if this Mew is neither, EQ's a guaranteed 2-co. However, see, if this is Scarf... No, this is... I'm fine, actually. We're good. Ooh, that's a roll. This game literally comes down to a roll. This game actually comes down to a roll. This is the game, actually. I have to actually go for this roll. Please, Garchomp, for the love of God, hit this roll. I beg of you. Yes! Scarf Chomp for the win, baby! I knew Scarf Chomp was the play. I knew Scarf Chomp was the proper play. Oof. I need to know the spread on that Mew. Scarf Chomp going crazy. Let's go. That's a huge win. That is such a huge win. Wow. I won that game with 4 Mons too, by the way. Beedrill and Murkrow did not even hit the field. I played very well. I'm very happy how I played. Wow. Scarf Chomp went certified insane. Let me call Clay. What's up?
Hello.
That game was all over the place. That was very interesting.
Yeah, my whole plan was to get Primarina out the way, then sweep with Mew.
Yeah. Okay. So a few things. Oh, I min-rolled the first time? Well, I didn't know the Mew spread, so that was why I was worried. Because I thought it looked like it was a roll. I did
44 normally, so...
I had no clue what the Mew spread was. So, it basically came down to that. Because obviously I knew because Scarf Chomp, I'm surprised. I mean, you actually didn't have much of an option to bring in, you kind of had to bring in Audino. I don't know. It was just, I knew Prim at +1 with lefties could 1v1 basically anything on your team. So, I knew I had to bring Calm Mind Prim. I just didn't, the plan wasn't for it to get multiple kills. See, the absolute first build of this team was Trick Room. with Room Surface, Calm Mind, Primarina.
I may or may not have had that idea as well.
But I knew 100% you were going to bring Audino because you had to for Spectrier. So I didn't bring Spectrier on purpose. And I knew also 100% you were going to bring Mawile for Beedrill.
It was just such an easy answer to it.
I'm surprised it wasn't Intimidate, though. Because I feel like Intimidate Mawile was... I thought you were bringing Intimidate Rocky Helmet Mawile with Rocks for Beedrill.
No, I opted for Sheer Force because I was able to actually... If I got Chip, it gets, Primarina still takes, 30 from Iron Head after Sheer Force, so...
I think I would still scald you in that situation, though, and that would still do a lot.
No, I know, but the fact that the matter is you're below half at that point.
That is true. Beedrill was Agility. I ran Agility B. So I was thinking about running Drill Run, but then I realized I would only be bringing Drill Run for Mawile, and I had so many things to deal with the Mawile. I had Prim, I had Garchomp, I had Bronzong, I had Typhlosion. I had stuff for it.
Not the Muck?
Not the Muck? Well,
yeah.
Well, Bug Move still hit neutrally against Muck.
Yeah.
So if something hits neutral with adaptability, it's better than...
Not, right, yeah.
So I would just be U-turning or... Well, yeah. It was Agility, Fell Stinger B. So it was Agility, Fell Stinger with U-turn and Poison Jab. Because I really only needed Drill Run as my last coverage move for Mawile. And once I changed what the Typhlosion set was... yeah. So the original Typhlosion set was Shuckaberry counter, because if you brought Earthquake on Darmanitan, I would just counter the EQ and you would EQ my Typhlosion, and Darm would just die. But I realized Darm was 110% Scarf in this matchup, so there was no reason for Typhlosion to be in on Darmanitan, except if I'm switching it in, predicting a Flare Blitz to switch in for Flash Fire. That would be the only reason Typhlosion should be in on Darmanitan in this thing. If you brought Life Orb, I was low-key screwed because I prepped 100% for Scarf Darm, not thinking anything else. I'm very shocked you didn't bring Scarf Tornadus, because Scarf Tornadus with Air Slash wrecks my team.
The Tornadus set was actually a very, very weird thing that I changed 4 times. The first set was Icy Wind X Rebel.
Oh.
For Garchomp, because it just would die. and then Dark Pulse, Sludge Wave for Primarina. But I had to cut that. I had to cut that down because it was like too much.
Okay, but right before the battle, I switched the funny Darm counter to Bronzong. Yeroon gave me the idea to throw Akaberry on it, because he was like, why aren't you heat-proof? I was like, well, Flygon exists, so
I was never bringing Flygon.
But just in case.
It ties to everything.
I'm like, Mew also gets Earth Power, so Levitate Bronzong is important. So that was Akaberry Bronzong. Earthquake.
I was expecting it to be heat-proof max Fizdef.
It was Levitate Max Spadef with Akaberry, because I needed Bronzong to be Max Spadef to resist air slashes or hurricanes from Torn.
Yeah.
That's my only flying resist. So that was it was just resisted. So, and I knew if rocks went down, it wasn't boots. So it would be like 76%. I would live something, heavy slam it, and then it was at the very least an explosion range. And I would gladly take a 1-for-1 trade for Bronzong for Tornadus. I took the Mawile because I didn't know if because I thought Mawile had Sucker. So I'm like, well, if he switches into anything else to preserve the Mawile Sucker for late game, something's just going to catch an explosion. Because I needed things to be chipped for what the plan was Beedrill, not Garchomp. But Scarfchomp ended up doing the thing because I knew I needed rocks on either Chomp or Bronzong. And I was deciding if Chomp needed to be offensive or defensive, but I saw a Scarfchomp, A, outspeeds Darmanitan, and that's just a constant threat on your Darmanitan. And B, Scarfchomp outspeeds your Mew. So it was just good for both. It was just standard, it was just coverage. It was just EQ, Stone Edge, Crunch, and Dragon Claw.
Were you max speed?
It was enough to outspeed Scarflygon or a Scarf Mew. It was enough speed to outspeed a Mew or a Flygon at +1 Jolly. Okay. / Timid.
I was adamant with Dragon Dance. Tyler gave me this side. Theoretically, it's amazing. Dragon Dance, Icicle Spear, Psychic Fangs, knockoff. The only issue was Primarina.
Yeah, I outsped. Garchomp was 495 speed. Your Mew would have been 492. Murkrow was just basic bitch. It was discount Mandibuzz, so it was just Eviolite, max HP, max defense with Defog and Roost, but it also had T-Wave, because anything T-Waved is good, because that means Beedrill doesn't have to click Agility maybe, or just stuff has less speed. I was very scared for Audino because I low-key didn't prep for it as much as I should have, because I'm like, oh, I'm not bringing Spectre, I'll deal with it somehow. And then I'm like, wait, I low-key can't kill this this Audino, because I'm like, Primarina can kind of set up on it. I'm like, it's going to get toxic, but it can set up on the Mawile. But if he Megas back and just starts Moonblasting me, that's not good.
Yeah, it doesn't get Moonblast.
It gets Dazzle or whatever.
Yeah, it does. But, no, I probably should have made it earlier than that.
Well, there was one turn that probably makes a lot of sense now. Why I stayed in with Typhlosion on Muck, because on the off chance you knocked off twice in a row, if Chomp got knocked off, I lost. I'm like, I could not risk Chomp's Scarf getting knocked off, because as long as Darm was still alive, I needed Chomp to be alive. So I couldn't risk switching in Chomp to get its Scarf knocked off, and I needed Murkrow to still be bulky. And Beedrill actually took way too much chip, because Beedrill would take in rocks plus 50% from a knockoff, and it wouldn't have been able to switch in again. So I needed to just kind of sack the Typhlosion. Typhlosion actually also had Eruption and Fire Blast on it.
I kind of figured.
Its last move, it didn't need a last move, to be honest, but its last move was just Rock Tomb for lulz. For some reason, if you were just staying in on Darm, or if Darm was Life Orb, because Typhlosion was actually max HP, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it wasn't anymore. I switched it off the set. Never mind. But it actually still had a chance to live EQ, so I would have just Rock Tombed your Darm, and probably just brought in B.
Yeah, then it would.
And yeah, and B could have just killed with P-Jab. I mean, there's nothing else really to explain. It was just like, The Typhlosion set would have been hilarious, but it literally had counter and Shuckaberry. And I'm like, what else do I do? There's nothing else to do. I'm like, I can't run sub because it doesn't get HP, like, heal. It doesn't get any healing. And there's, like, nothing else to... It would just be so useless. But it was
That's what I was actually scared of, because you have Audino as well. And
yes.
I was totally expecting you to heal mons that threatened my team immensely that didn't have solid recovery, mostly Primarina and Typhlosion. Garchomp as well. It basically like healed the entirety of your team, and
yeah. The problem was,
or I had a 1-co.
The problem is if Audino comes in, Darm comes in for free.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
the entire goal of this team was to limit Darm coming in for free as much as humanly possible, which is why I brought Murkrow as my defogger instead of Rotom-Mow. Now, speaking of fucking Rotom-Mow, I'm getting rid of Rotom-Mow right now. I'm getting rid of it for Serena. But I kept Rotom-Mow in the matchup because it was better than Serena.
It also run things.
Yeah.
Like torn. Yeah, makes sense.
So I just wanted to keep it because I knew I wasn't going to bring it.
I still prep for it, though.
Yeah. Alright. R.I.P. Rotom-Mow. Makes my team even more weak against flying types. But I have a rock resist now. GG's though.
Yep.
I hate it when I have games late in the day because I'm at work thinking about this all day. I'm like, what do I lead? What do I lead? I have the team. What's my lead gonna be? I'm like, if I lead this, like, oh. But I'm like, I
put it like in your head, like on replay, like Jedi training over and over.
Yeah. So yeah, I just don't think about it. I just don't think about it as much as I can, because then I overthink everything. I'm like, I'm leading either Typhlosion or I'm leading Bronzong. But I said it, I was talking to Yarun actually, I'm like, if Darmanitan doesn't hit the field within the first 2 turns, I'm in really good shape. And that didn't happen. Because I'm like, if I lead Bronzong and he just goes hard Darm turn 1, there's nothing I can do. Because I'm clicking Rocks turn 1. And if he goes hard Darm turn 1, I click EQ, I guess, and that's like it. And then he just Flare Blitzes me the next turn. So, like...
Yeah. I would either let Torn, because I wanted to buff Taunt, or I would lead Darm, were my 2 options. Leading Mawile was too risky, even though I needed a Rock Step as well.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to lead Mawile.
It had way too many losing scenarios.
And that's why I was comfortable leading Zong. I'm like, because Zong can 1v1 the Mawile, even if it has Sucker Punch.
Yeah. I don't think that Sucker Punch would kill in hindsight. But
if it was Life Orb, it killed. But if it was Life Orb, it would have died a turn earlier.
Yeah, it was
so.
I was scared of Garchomp.
Yeah, the second it happened, I'm like, you know what, that bring actually makes sense, because that just lives one. Would have Play Rough too?
Ice Punch.
At Ice Punch? Okay, yeah. Because I was like, oh, that was just lived Garchomp, just kill it back. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of needed the Sheer Force, because if you even had a little bit of HP, that became a roll.
It did, because what did it have? Like 6? Yeah, it's 16.
Yeah, so it was like I needed a Sheer Force for that alone.
It probably wouldn't have mattered though, because it got negated by the rocks. Whatever investment I had.
Yeah, that is true, but that's kind of what I was going for, because that way I didn't have to worry about.
It's kind of funny. We just both played with the rocks. We're like, yeah, no. Did Tornadus have defog?
No.
Did you just not bring defog?
I did not.
Interesting.
Because I legitimately thought, because I looked at both of our teams, I was like, our only hazard removal is defog.
Yeah.
And I have a Defiant Tornadus.
I was like, I thought Tornadus was Scarf, 100%. I'm like, he's just going to bring Scarf Tornadus. That's free. But he just didn't do it. I was like, oh, okay. The second it clicked U-turn, turn 1, or the second it clicked Dark Pulse, turn 1 on Bronzong, I'm like, this isn't Scarf. I'm like, he would have U-turned.
It was Wise Glasses.
It was Wise Glad? Huh. Was that a calc for something? Was Dark Pulse like a calc on Spectrier or something?
Spectrier, if you were Fizz Def Bronzong.
That's just special muscle band, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had Hurricane
Oh, you also had Hurricane? Ooh.
Yeah, it allowed me to 2-co Primarina,
Okay.
potentially.
And what was Mew? Mew with like Zen Headbutt?
Mew was Dragon Dance, Psychic Fangs, Icicle Spirit, and Knockoff.
Oh.
The Knockoff at +1 would have just killed Spectrier.
I bet. That's why I didn't bring Spectre. I'm like, he has so much stuff to deal with the Spectre, there was no point to bring it.
I have so many knockoff ones.
And you had a Mega Autono right there. I'm like, I would rather him be locked into bringing this Autono and me just not bring Spectre, because that helps me a lot. I'm like, he could totally call my bluff and just not bring it, because that would have been big brain. If you just didn't bring Autono, assuming me to not bring Spectre because the matchup was so bad, I was low-key worried for that.
The issue was the payoff was not the greatest.
Because Hylian and Tyler told me they were both helping you prep. I was like, oh, I'm pretty outnumbered this week then.
It was more so just Tyler. Hylian, I showed the team.
He said he saw the sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I sent them the pace last night. They're like, yeah, we can't help you.
So funny enough about that, I sent his pace like an hour when we were in VC. Literally 30 minutes later, you sent him yours.
He just like reacted to it with a thumbs up emoji. I was like,
yeah, because he was like, I don't know how I feel about this because now I've seen both of your teams.
I mean, yeah, it probably made it more interesting knowing what both of them had.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely did. But that's one of those losses I'm okay with. That was fun.
Yeah. It was just it was a good game. Like the Toxic Mist didn't matter. It turns out the EQ I'm pretty sure was a guaranteed 2-co unless I min rolled 2 turns in a row. No, actually I min rolled the first time, so it was a guaranteed 2-co. Lamau to the min roll. In the video, I'm like, Garchomp, for the love of God, for once, please hit a fucking roll. And it did. I was like, yes, I win. Because once I said that, like, I was okay saying this is the game, I think, because it was either Chomp doesn't hit that roll, Mewtwo kills him, or not Mewtwo, Mew kills him, and then I lose because I have Beedrill, which I don't think I OHKO the Mew, because you outspeed me, and you just Psychic Fangs me. Yeah, Mew just cleans from that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because would you kill Murkrow, actually? You know what I would have to do? What I would have to do is I probably would have had to go Murkrow and T-Wave you. But then at that point, you just D-Dance again.
And you also T-Wave yourself by doing that because synchronized.
No, that's fine. It would just only count that the Mew would be T-Waved. Would you have D-Danced again, or would you just killed the Murkrow?
If you're max Fizz Jeff, then I probably needed to. But I had Icicle Spirit, and if I got all 5 hits...
It might have killed the Murkrow. Hold on.
Probably would at least do half.
Okay, so if you're like max attack, adamant, +1, Icicle Spear against my Murkrow. Oh no, you needed all. I don't think you even killed with all 5. No, you didn't. It was a roll.
Yeah.
Oh no, you would have killed because Murkrow would have come in on rocks. So yeah, you would have killed.
You weren't. Oh yeah.
I was Eviolate, not Boots.
Yeah.
Because it had Roost, so I'm like, I can switch in the rocks and just roost it off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because that's Prankster Roost. Because I just defog, you hit me, I probably live, and then I just Prankster Roost the next turn. And then probably live, and then Prankster T-Wave you the turn after, Roost, die. Like, or just Nightshade you. Because that was its last move. It had Tailwind on it initially, but I'm like, I'd rather have T-Wave instead of Tailwind.
Even if that did happen and I got like the high roll with the Adamant, I'm pretty sure Darm still cleaned up at that point.
Well, no, it wouldn't have been a roll, because... Oh, actually, no, wait. If you got a 3-hit Icicle Spear... You would have needed 4 hits.
Well, I had Rock Slide on Darm. And that
yeah.
the rest of your team. As
well. Oh, yeah. But it's not like Murkrow kills Mew.
No, but... Actually, yeah, you're running
9. Murkrow doesn't 1v1 Mew. So... Yeah, I think I lose. I'm so happy I brought Scarf Chomp then. Scarf Chomp was 1 in prep. Oh. Shout out to Chomp, man. I think that's like 13 kills now for Chomp. What I need to see if Primarina is still on this MVP table.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know.
It got a kill. Oh yeah, it's 13th now. Let's go. Let's go. It moved up.
It just will never go away. No matter how hard.
There are 3 games left, though.
I do not think.
There are. It depends. Well, okay, none of Jen's mons are going to get on the leaderboard. None of Ben number three's mons would get on the leaderboard. And I don't think any of Kevin's or Kai's have the potential to. And then that just leaves Rune and Kalisto. And I think Kalisto's only one that has potential is... Wait, hold on. I can just look at MVP data and see if anything's remotely threatening. It's Steelix, but Steelix would go up and bring Primarina down to 14th at the absolute minimum. Unless Steelix gets, like, 2 kills and Mega Gallade, like, sweeps him. And in the same game, Primarina's still on the kill board.
Chances are there. It's
Nice. Nice.
alright.
That was fun, though.
It was fun. I don't. Like I said, it was it was
Yeah.
an enjoyable loss because it wasn't like Haxie or anything.
That was actually only 20 turns. Wow.
And literally the moment I realized, like, you outspit the Mew with the Chomp, I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, he's just Scarf, and he
The,
wins.
the second I saw Mew D-dance, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I just need to get chomping, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I just hope this thing, because I was like, I just hope this thing isn't max HP, because then that's a problem, because I don't know if I kill it. I don't know if I was just worried I couldn't 2-ko the Mew.
It was enough speed to outspeed a Adamant Beedrill, and then the rest was an attack and HP.
Well, because you actually would have outsped. Well, you outspeed Beedrill regardless, but I did run Adamant Beedrill because Beedrill only needed to outspeed max speed Timid Tornadus. Because I knew I wasn't outspeeding anything else. Because Beedrill can only speed Scarfers at 80. That's it.
Yeah.
So I just ran Adamant to outspeed Tornadus, and that was it.
Yep.
'Cause it
I had
fits.
just enough speed to. I don't even remember what it was. It was. I think it was actually for Garchomp. It was outsped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Like 341.
gonna have to edit down this post-game interview because the recording's at what 50 minutes now. Oh my
I
god.
thought you stopped recording a while ago.
No, I record the post-game interviews anyways.
No, I know, but it's just like I did.
No.
I thought you had stopped.
Worst case scenario, I could just cut it down and just stop it abruptly. Be like, yeah, Lamau, I'm done.
Yeah. That's fair.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll probably just hop and call after this. I just gotta finish the thing.
Alright.
All right,
Later.
see ya, GG. All right, y'all. Big win. That is a huge win, especially at a 4-0. That is a good differential for me. I'm actually, I think, -1. I'm creeping back. I'm creeping back into, I mean, you can see it right now probably on the screen. I am creeping back. You can see me there at 6th. I, for once, might creep into positive differential if I win next week. That's crazy. That is new territory for your boy, okay? I'm never in positive differential. I always win close and lose by a lot. So it be like that. However, big win. We're 5-4. We're now comfortably up in 6th place. Okay, I need Kalisto to lose, which is probably not happening. I think he's playing Gen. But if he loses somehow, great. I need your Rune to lose though. That would be good for me because if your Rune loses, I'm probably above him all the way up in 5th. So that's big. That's big. Kalisto with a win, though, jumps all the way up to, like, also 5th if your Rune loses. But I'm guaranteed top cut, at least for now. However, there are 4 weeks left. So, if for some reason you watched every single second of this video, if you did, thank you, love you, mwah. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the MF subscribe button. Stay tuned for these remaining 4 weeks. And I will see you next week or another video. But until then, peace.